Hi, welcome back. This is the WMS training, this third session. So I'm gonna walk you through today the view of the warehouse from the employee perspective or from the department perspective. So earlier in the previous session, we have seen the warehouse view from the material perspective and the physical location, how the materials are interacting among these two locations, what are different transactions are happening. This was the view. Now we are taking a view of who are the people who are involved, where are those located, and is there any segregation of duty exist. So this is the view of the department wise view of the warehouse. I've kind of created 4 departments. As you see, this is blue color. So I use the minimum of department. So let's say the inbound is a department which take care of, there are one resource assigned to this department which will take care of the receiving part. There is a replenishment department, or there is a blue color employee here will take care of the replenishment work. Anything which is designed to move material within the warehouse, then that will be taken care of the blue employee. And the periodic cycle counting is there. Here both blue and black employees, designated employees, are part of the cycle counting department. And this is another big department, outbound, where we have multiple black color employees here marked to show that these are part of this department, outbound. Now when we have different employees and some of them are common employees, are part of different departments, the idea is that if there is a segregation of duty among these people in the warehouse. So let's say, for example, we are saying if there is any picking and shipping needs to be done, then we have these 2 employees who are responsible to do those picking and shipping. In picking also, you can further divide the work. Let's say this is hazard item picking and one is regular item picking. So hazard item requires certain training, so you can have another group or another department created that is for that will take care only the hazard picking. So essentially these blocks will become the department will actually own the resources, and the resources will be mapped to an employee. So that's kind of setup that we will through. And this mapping of this employee to the department and making them as a resource, and then creating certain tasks which will be then mapped to these individual employees, so that the system allocate the task to these employees based on their skills and based on the task assignments. So typically these are the different task type that you set up. This is not exhaustive, just a few basic. So put away task, replenishment task, picking I just divided 2 regular and hazard, and then a cycle counting task. So all of these tasks will be done by a specific employee who are trained in doing that. So the assignment of the task with the employee is done through the assignment of task. That's called task type assignment rule. This is one of the rule in the warehouse which allows to map these different tasks to the resources via the advanced task framework. So basically you can say that if the item is hazard, then only this particular employee, let's say Mr. X, can only do that transaction in order to move, right? Similarly, if there's a replenishment task, then only this employee is eligible to do that task. So that's a segregation of duty, and you can do that with the help of advanced task framework and the task definition, task assignment. We will build this case into Oracle application as in the next session. From the customer perspective, if you're into a implementation project, then you have to design an Excel worksheet like this. You can list out all the tasks that are possible there in the warehouse, and ask the warehouse manager to fill who all employees will do the regular picking. Is there any cycle counting employee? List out all of them. There can be multiple employees in the big warehouse. There can be multiple warehouse for each of these different task type. So you get this full list, and this Excel will become the source to define and configure the advanced task framework and task type assignment rule in the system. So unless you have this list ready, advanced task framework will not be able to set them. setup. So make sure you get this data template filled in. That's why we say that employee task template, a customer facing document that you can share with the warehouse manager in the implementation project, and he will fill and give you what are these things are applicable to. One employee can repeat, like in this case you see employee 3 is a very senior employee and he allowed to do multiple tasks, right? So that's always there. And now this template is a very important part of setting up the advanced task framework, so I'll keep that in mind. This is just the list of all the setups that are required to do the ATF. I'll just walk through in this session, and the next session I'll repeat the whole thing in doing it in the system. So for example, what are the different ATF setups are required? So number one, you define all of these employees. So based on this number that you receive, you can define all the unique employees in the system, make them resource, tie those resources to the department so that they can absorb the cost of the transaction, cost of the resources. This is the assignment, and then you define different tasks like picking, put away, cycle counting, and map those tasks to the resources. And then you also define the task type assignment rule. This is one of the rule out of 6 rules that are there in WMS. So with this rule, system can invoke this specific task on a given situation. So these are the setup that we want to do in the next session, provided we have this Excel ready. So that's all on the advanced task framework. We'll get back in the next session on the advanced task framework setup in the application. So thank you very much for watching.